Hello, my name is Jonathan Rumley. I'm a postdoc in Oliver Hobart's lab at Columbia University. Today I will walk you through how to update and add genomes to TargetOrtho2. So the first step is to download the new genome file from WormBase ParaSite. Let's see. For the video, I will download the newest genome sequence for Cinerabditis inopinata. Now that's compressed, and I'll add it to the genomes directory. Just rename this so the format matches the other files. Now I want to download the ortholog files. And you can find the links for each of these pages in my protocol. Go to the BioMart here. Okay. Now in the query filters tab, check genome. And if you want to use Cinerabditis elegans as the reference species, you select Cinerabditis elegans. And then in the output attributes tab, so deselect genome project and gene stable ID. Under gene, I'm going to check gene name. And under orthologs, you can find the species that you want to find the orthologs for. Again, I'll get the Xenarabditis inopinata. Let's see, I'm going to check gene name and homology type. Okay. And then press results here. And for some reason right now, the BioMart website is having trouble displaying previews, but it does seem like that it will allow you to download files. So I'll go ahead and click go. So it's downloading the TSV file. Okay. Now, this is the TSV file. So here we see that Cinerobitis inopinata doesn't really have gene names listed, so then we can't really use this file. So let's go back and in output attributes, let's deselect homology type and gene name, and instead select Cinerobitis inopinata gene stable ID, and then homology type, and run it again. Okay. Okay, now this one looks good. Yeah. Now you do need to make the selection in this order in order for the file to be formatted properly. Okay. Now let's go to Finder window. Yep. Here's the file in downloads. Let's close that. So we want to rename it in the same format as the other ortholog files. Okay. So I'll write C elig, C enop ortho.txt. I will transfer this to the orthologs file or ortholog files directory. And you'll do the same thing for each species that you want to update the genome for or add a new gene for. Next, I will download the relevant exon, or sorry, the relevant exon annotations. So now for this one in the query filters tab, under species, we want to check genome again and select the species of interest. In this case, Cinerobitis inopinata. Sweet. And the output attributes tab, see, things like that. Under gene, we want to uh, select chromosome slash scaffold name. And under exons, your exons, check exon region start and exon region end. Then again, under gene, check gene stable ID, gene name, and strand. Just double check that everything is good. Yep. Query filters, genome, then output attributes, chromosome, scaffold name, exon region start, exon region end, stable ID, rename and strand. Okay. Then click results and then click go. Okay. Look at this. Now this is what the file looks like. And now again, since Centeritis innominata doesn't have the gene names listed, we'll just copy over the gene stable ID over to gene names. So for that, let me open this up in Excel. Let's see. Okay. So that, it's the right one. This looks good compared to this here. Okay. And so okay. All right. Now I want to rename this file to match the format of the existing exons files. So this would be Mart export C exons WS 290. And now let me open this again. Make a copy of this file. And give the name with no header. Yes. And just delete the top row here. Okay. Save that. Now I will sort the file using bed tools. Make sure that's file name is with .txt. Terminal. Clear this command. Let's see. It's in the downloads folder. So downloads. Export. Header.txt, and then the output file, greater than symbol, the output file name, I'll call it mark export C exons WS290 dot bed. Let me actually increase the font size for this so that you guys can see it better. So we'll sort the file. Okay, I guess that'll be in my home directory. Okay, yeah. So me move this file into the gene coordinates directory. Okay. Okay. And you would repeat that for each species. Let me go ahead and make the font size a bit bigger. There we go. So next, we want to download the protein coding gene annotations from WormBase ParaSite. So start a new request here. Okay. Yeah. Again, in the query filters tab, under species, genome, again, I'll select Synrhabditis and Opinata. Then in the output attributes tab, like that. Output attributes tab under gene, I'll select chromosome scaffold name, then gene start, gene end, then gene stable ID, then gene name, and then strand. Okay, sure. Make the selection in the right order. Genome, chromosome scaffold, name, gene start, gene end, gene stable ID, gene name, strand. Okay, and I'll click the results button and click go. Okay, so what that file looks like. Again, we need to copy the gene stable ID column into the genome, into the gene name column. So I'll in that file in Excel to do that. Let's see. Okay. Okay. And to rename this according to the format of the other protein coding genes files. So we name it Mark as a Mark export. See Enoch. Protein coding genes. WS 290. Okay. And I want to make a no header version of this file. So and let me delete the headers. This file name ends with .txt. And now I want to sort the file with bed tools. I'll just use the up arrow to re-enter this command. Let's see. Okay. And then copy paste name here. And just end it with .bed. Okay. And that would be home directory. And I'll copy this or move this into the gene coordinates directory here. It's right here. Okay. And you would do the same thing for each species. Okay. Now I need to edit the Python script um, in order to use the new uh, Synaptitis inopinata genome and its annotations. So let me open that up. Okay. I'll just open it with idle, which is Python's IDE. You can use any IDE. Let's see. Let me go ahead and make a new copy. Copy. It's good to make a new copy in case you make a mistake. You can always go back to the original version that you know works. Okay. Okay. Now, in this section here, Genomes Dic or Genomes Dictionary, I will add the file name for the Synaptitis inopinata genome. Let's see. So, C, no, file name, the genomes directory, copy it. Paste it here. Make sure I have the quotes around it. Okay. Get space there. I'm gonna add it down here as well. Version dictionary. This one is WS 290. You can see gene coordinates name here. So yeah, WS 290. Okay. Now, let's see. Now we want to change the length of the species list that the script looks for. So look for this line. And in the case of this file, it's actually like 9. So maybe 8 in the file that you're working with. So why don't we just search for this line here? Okay. So yeah, so we see series here. Okay, so since I'm starting with the uh, number of species in the species list being 9, I'm going to modify this one and say greater than or equal to 9. If you're working with the version of TargetOrtho.py that doesn't have the Cineroptitis tropicalis genome already included, then you would modify the if length species list equals 8 line. But I'm going to modify the if length species list equals 9 line to be greater than or equal to 9. And this will allow TargetOrtho2 to make gene predictions using the finding motif data from all the included genomes, but the training data is only based on the species that were already included previously, and we'll come back to that. Okay. Now, now I'll save changes to this file. Let's see. And go ahead and close this. Now I need to add Cineroptitis inoculata to the species list. So I already have a text file named all species that includes all the species that I previously used. In TargetOrtho2, I'll go ahead and add Cineroptitis inoculata to that list. Okay. And now I'll run TargetOrtho using the data from all the species, searching the genomes of all the species included in the list. So let me navigate to the proper directory. So cd desktop, two, Python rename. Right now, Python 3, TargetOrtho mod, cenops.py, print -f, and I'll run it with the uh, example input motif file. So then -f data, input motif examples, your motif, and for -s, all species. And now that includes Cineroptitis inoculata. The Cineroptitis inoculata genome will be included in the species list. And so I'll hit enter and let it run. Okay. Now it's making the determination of which genes are targets of UNC3, which binds the COV sites. Okay. Now, results. Input summary. Good. See, we have we have the motifs identified in C. elegans genome here. So Zig2, do that here. And now we find the sites identified in the C. No, not the genome. No, different gene here, but shows up. Okay. And we get predictions for targets here in the C. elegans genome. And here are the best predicted targets. And now, again, these results are based on the training data that includes motif data from the 9 species that were originally included in TargetOrtho2 at the beginning of this video. So now I'm going to show you how to add the new genomes training data, how to use that in TargetOrtho2 as well. So we want to update the training data file. In order to do that, we want to run TargetOrtho2 on each of the included example position-specific scoring matrices, PSSNs, in the data slash input motif examples directory. Let's see. So I'll go ahead and do those 3 in parallel. So first start this one here. And for the COE motif, we want to run it p-value threshold of 0.00075. Run that. Okay. Now Now for the ASE motif, let's see. S. Want to use a p-value threshold of 0.00025. Just increase the size of that. Okay. Then okay. And we want to run it for the DIY motif. For that, we want to use a p-value threshold of 0.00026. Okay, so now that the 3 target ortho runs have finished, I will go to the data slash training data directory here and open the make training data .py script idle C. So I want to copy the all info normed.txt file from their current directories, this directory. Make sure I copy the correct ones. Yeah, this is for ASE, all info norm, copy that to training data. This is the COE motif. Let me just rename these so that it's easier to keep track of. Yeah, Y motif. Now the make training data .py to rename these file names here to match the file names in the training data directory. It's for COE, then for ASE, And AIY. Okay. And I'll change the original training data to file name that I more recently made. For the output path, I will change this to 10 species. You can name it whatever's useful for you. Okay. Okay, that's basically it. Okay, save that. I'll run that. Terminal. Set with that. Navigate to that directory. Here. And I'll run the make training data program. Entering Python 3. Training data, AY. Okay. Let's run. Have the training data in species at TXT. We open that Excel. Okay. And have that here. Okay. See that the synovitis Nota data is included. Okay. Now, this contains the new training data. So in order to use this new training data, we need to modify the TargetOrtho script. So let's open TargetOrtho mod c enot.py again. And so now I'll go down to the line that I changed before. It's fine. And change this to greater than or equal to. Okay. And so now I want to copy this. Here I made a mistake. I should not have copied the line that says headers equals get headers, parenthesis train, parenthesis. I should have only copied the 3 lines above this and pasted those lines just above the line headers equals get headers, parenthesis train, parenthesis. I have corrected this later in the video. Here, let's see, so change 10. Nope. And then go back up to equals to change this to the new name. Okay. 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 Let's save this. Close the script. Now we can run the new version of, we can run TargetOrtho2 with the new version of the training data. Let's navigate back to the directory with the TargetOrtho Python script. Okay. So to the command 3 TargetOrtho mod ctrl cenop.py. F. Now run the co emotif as the input file. Okay. And should be good. Run. Like there was a problem. Try running this again. Well, I'll have to come back later after I figure out this issue. Right. Well, I identified the mistake that I made. I'm going to share my screen again. So the mistake that I made was that I copied an extra line that I shouldn't have. If you go back to earlier in the video, you'll see that I uh, copied this line here and left the original version of it up here. This line needs to go only at the end of this set of statements here, specifying the training data file. So because I left a copy of that up here, that was creating the error. Now that that has been fixed, TargetOrtho is working as expected. So let me run the command again. Okay. Uh, using the COE motif file as the input file, hit enter. Okay. Now the TargetOrtho run has completed. Let's go to the latest results. Okay. You can see the motif match results here in the motif match data per species directory. You can see the C. elegans genome. Let's see. Let me actually open it in Excel. Zig1. Zig1 shows up. And then get it in center of dice. Okay, good. And can look at the ranked genes. Okay, and we see the genes ranked here. The number of species that each gene is conserved in the upstream region and in the introns. Is listed here. You see the Synaptitis inopinata data is included. It's the average data for the zig1. You can see that it is a predicted target. Its class probability is positive. Okay. Well, and so these data, these target gene prediction data use the Synaptitis inopinata motif data as part of the training data. So thank you very much. Thank you for joining me on this walkthrough of updating and adding genomes to TargetOrtho2. I hope you found it helpful. If you have any questions, please email them to me at jdr2203@columbia.edu. Have a good day.